The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Shaun, we're on the radio.
I'm coming.
Oh, do you want to
swallow your
chewing?
food
It's just salad.
and croutons?
Yeah, it's just a salad with no salad dressing.
You know how Sean's a secret eater. I made him open his mouth and show me there's no croutons in his mouth every time. Didn't I? Every time.
He did.
I said, open your mouth, let me check.
Have you swallowed yet?
He'll get them out of the bin later.
Yeah,
on.
I know. Yeah, chew them in
You're
the
on to
bin.
me.
Check the
Sneaky
pocket.
car croutons, as one does. We went to university, Natalie and I. No need to brag, but we did. So
I went
Pretty
to the
smart
University
people.
of Life.
did you?
Did you?
Did you?
You
Oh, right.
failed.
The University of AFL. That's why when we first started working with you thought people just grabbed your bags and
Put them on the bus
Absolutely.
for you.
It was a
on the
whole
bus for
different
you.
university.
It's a whole
Very
different thing.
hoity-toity.
Not very self-sufficient university.
No.
It seems. So a teacher at a university in Pakistan has been fired and blacklisted.
It's hard to
deservingly
fathom
so,
why.
After posing a question about incest to his electrical engineering students in an exam.
So it's
what's
the
the issue?
electrical engineering exam, right?
So
Stressful
Bachelor
time.
of Electrical Engineering. So this is
What's the question?
Here's the question. Julie and Mark are brother and sister. They are travelling together in France on summer vacation from college. One night they are staying alone in a cabin near the beach. They decide that it would be interesting and fun if they tried making love. At the very least, it would be a new experience for each of them. Julie was already taking birth control pills, and Mark uses a condom too, just to be safe. You should always do that if you're sleeping with your brother or sister. They both enjoy making love, but then they decide never to do it again. They keep that night as a special secret, which makes them feel even closer to each other. Now, here is the question.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Is it
Was
multiple
it
choice?
okay for them to make love? Give reasons for your answers and include some relevant examples from your own knowledge and personal opinion.
And
was
electrical
supposed to be-
engineering.
It's supposed to, the answer had to be 300 words and include 4 paragraphs, which include an introduction, body, and conclusion.
Well, that's ridiculous, Nathan, because that's clearly a chemistry question.
At least in bio.
We want to know what that lecture's... We know what that lecture's been up to and what he's thinking.
and wants,
He wants
everyone else
validation.
to justify.
Oh, that
behaviour.
lecturer swung by the tissue shop on the way home
Yeah.
and bought several cartons.
There's too much detail in the story
It's
as
so
well.
much
Like
detail.
in a shack by the beach. And
You can write. That's where a teacher's written his own fantasy.
yes.
Yep.
And pray for his sister.
Like, in what world did they think it was an appropriate thing to ask electrical engineering? It's not an ethics class.
Well, you'd be sitting there as an electrical engineering student and read that and go, well, that's a weird question, isn't it?
I mean, I do have some strong opinions, but I'm not sure it's related to electrical engineering.
We get asked weird questions sometimes, and they can
Yes.
be in job interviews, they can be on a date, they can be by a stranger, it could be on a form.
Yes.
You go, wait, what do you need to
Wait,
know that for?
what?
That doesn't make any sense. When I was working at the surf shop years ago, I've told this before, a guy that I worked with, Danny, who is Fijian, said to me, "You're Fijian, aren't you?" And I looked down at my
The
skin and
palest
went,
man
"What?"
in the world.
He's got the curly islander hair.
Yeah.
He's wearing a shell necklace.
I
It looked
often
like
get
he,
you
like-
confused with Nick Natanui, I'll be honest.
Yes.
When you see you two side by side.
And then when I
it is
told him I
hard to pick the
wasn't
difference.
Fijian, he was shocked. He was taken
shocked.
aback. He was taken aback by the surprising answer of me not being a Fijian native.
Well, that's an example of a weird question.
That
You're
is a weird
Fijian,
question.
aren't
It's a
you?
weird question, isn't it? That's what we're talking about. 13, 24, 10. We want to find out the weirdest thing you've been asked, whether it be on a form or a stranger or a date, wherever it happened, job interview. We're going to give somebody 2 tickets to go and see the Backstreet Boys live in concert. The Backstreet Boys are bringing their 2023 DNA World Tour to RAC Arena Saturday the 25th of February. Tickets and info from livenation.com.au.
All right, 13 24 10. Tell us about that time you got asked a weird question.
Tracy's in Forestfield. Hey, Trace.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Good, Tracy.
Trace, what did somebody ask you?
Okay, so I took Dad to bingo at Cannington, and we were just chatting. You know, you chat to the people around you and just chatting, waiting for the game to start. And this lady turned around and she goes, "Did you just call him Dad?" And I said, "Yeah, that's my dad." And she said, "Oh, I thought you guys were on a first date coming to bingo."
Oh, my God.
You know what? That
Tracy.
just makes you question everything, doesn't it, Tracy?
it's probably flattering for your dad, but it's not great for you.
Exactly. I'm like, have I aged a lot, or is he just a young-looking
Tracy,
70-year-old?
Can I be honest?
Yes.
Can you be honest with me right now? All right, no one else is listening.
honest.
Would you go for your dad?
If you get the answer to this
you know
right,
what I mean?
we will give you an electrical
you
engineering
had
degree.
no other option. Oh, could you go for your dad? Can you see a world?
Sure. Yes.
Sure. He's a handsome guy.
Tracy, that's the wrong answer. Do not call us again.
Tracy, you have just been offered a scholarship at the Electrical Engineering Student Association at Bashar and Comets University.
Fantastic. Well done,
There you go.
Trace. To think somebody gets taken to a first date
At
the
bingo, that's
hall.
a whole other matter. Maybe when he's 70, it is a hot first date, you know.
Followed
By the
by the
way,
greyhounds.
those bingo halls are so much fun. Have you not been, Sean?
Have I not been?
To a bingo hall.
There's too many numbers, Sean.
Oh, it's so much fun. And also, the canteen, the one that used to be open on Guildford Road, the
Yeah,
canteen
that one's
is...
closed down.
Yeah, the canteen was stocked from old lady cooking.
I like
lots
old
of
lady
slices.
cooking.
And they're all using 1950s prices. They're not making any profit. Oh, my God, it was just so delicious.
Thanks, Tracy. Kim's in Meadow Springs. Hello.
Hello, how are you guys?
Good, Kim.
Now, did somebody ask you a weird question?
Oh, yeah, of course. Lots of weird questions in my time, but when I was in my 20s, I travelled from one side of America to the other on a bus, and it took about 3 days, so I got to sit next to quite a few people. And one lady there, I'd been talking away for about an hour, and she just looked at me and went, well, what language do you speak in Australia?
Oh.
And I'm like,
And you'd been speaking to her?
I've been talking to her for an hour. And it's like, you've got to be kidding me. The following day when I got on another bus, I'd been talking away to this lady because, the bus was full. And after having a conversation with her about, Australia and, what's going on, where I was going, she turned to me and she said, well, whereabouts is Australia in Nebraska?
Where is
I've heard that
Australia?
before.
In Nebraska.
in Nebraska.
In Nebraska.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was
Yes.
just in a state of shock.
They can't
Some
comprehend where we
people,
are. Yeah.
not all. So there are some pockets of America that have no clue about us.
Oh
The
yeah,
rest
no,
of the world.
definitely in that heartland through the Midwest, it is.
They don't get a clue.
Yeah, because they don't get a lot of leave. They don't go on holidays. They don't
Yep.
travel, so
Yeah.
they have no.
That's why
There's no other world.
When an Australian's on TV, they have subtitles on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And it's like, are you serious?
The answer is yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Kim.
Okay, we are talking about when you've been asked something and you go, that's a weird question.
Someone's going to win themselves tickets to go and see the Backstreet Boys, but you need to get on the phone and give us a call. Tell us your story. Used to be over when the players did the AFL combine stuff, they had to meet with coaches, and Mark Williams, the coach Port Adelaide,
Yes.
used to just come out of left field with weird questions
Was it
to shock.
because they were so well prepped?
Yeah,
in that,
yeah.
So it was a way of just sort of getting under their skin and see
Yeah.
how they handle being put off kilter a bit.
So everyone knew when they went in there, they didn't know what the question was going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But it's coming from way
So
left
would you
field.
sleep with your sister? I don't know.
Let's go to Christy. Hey, Christy.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good, Christy.
Mate.
What was the weird question, Christy?
Okay, so I was at a bus stop and had these pretty little sandals on, and I was in my 20s, and a guy looked like he's about his late 40s, maybe 50s, and he turned to me in, absolute shock, and he said to me, oh, my God, what happened to your feet? That looks really painful.
What?
And I looked down at my feet, and he was like, your toes? Like, what's happened to your toes?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, they're just my toes, just chilling.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh. So, yeah, he was, really concerned at the state of my feet.
But what was...
Because you had open shoes that he hadn't seen.
Well, I had open shoes, yeah, and he just thought that my toes looked like there was something significantly wrong with them.
Christy, either he's a very caring podiatrist trying to get more business, or
Yeah.
he's a foot fetishist because he's paying too much attention to your toes.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
wrong with your
I don't
toes?
think he liked what he was saying. Christy, what did you do? Did you go home and question everything?
Well, yeah, I instantly tucked my feet, you know how you sort of cross your legs
Hide
and
them
pull it
away.
back.
Yes.
And then when I finally got onto the bus, I'm like, sort of looking at my feet from all angles I could possibly look at them. Thinking,
Trying to see
the
what
hell
he
is
can
this
see.
going on about?
Yeah.
And then I really don't really like to wear open-toe shoes.
It's
Changed your life.
She keeps
Yeah,
trying to make
thanks,
socks
man.
in summer happen and it just won't. Oh, and now you
got inside your
just
head.
Why don't you send us a photo of your feet and then we'll see.
now you sound a bit
and
creepy.
we'll say if there's anything wrong with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you asked.
If you want an independent opinion, Christy.
Because maybe there's nothing really wrong with them, but you just, when you look at them, the overall feeling is, nah.
Nah, not for me. Thanks, Christy. Sarah, hello.
Hello.
Hi, Sarah.
Right, Sarah, what was the weird question?
So I've had 2 kids now, and when you're about 25-ish weeks, you do your referral for the hospital you're going to give birth at, and you sit down with the midwife, and she asks you a bunch of health-related questions about family history and everything.
Yeah.
And for legal reasons, they actually have to ask you if you and the father of your child are biologically related in any way, like your siblings or cousins or anything.
So that when your kid comes out with webbed feet, they know why? Is that the...
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's the question. I would have gone through that.
I know,
no
they
doubt.
need to, I
Yeah.
really hope they do preface by saying we legally have to ask this question, because if they just ask it out
Yes.
of the blue, there's something going to be your
Yeah,
partner.
they do. They give you a pretty good heads up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
That's
it is sort of
confronting.
worth the risk to get a webbed feet kid.
Good
'cause
swimmers.
Chuck them in the pool. Chuck them in the pool.
Do you know for sure that they're going to come out with webbed feet?
No.
No, you don't.
You
It
don't.
could come out like it could
You're
be
rolling the
gills or even non-fishy things.
Hands would be good.
Gills would be great.
Like
Tail.
a tail,
Tail would be
which is
handy.
great.
'Cause you know
If
when
it's
you're happy and sad,
prehensile,
wouldn't
that
you?
can grab things.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah,
Just
you
an
know.
extra set of hands around the house.
Yeah. And, your kids all happy wagging at you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
There was quite a theme with this topic today.
Couple of tickets to the Backstreet Boys. By the way, the Backstreet Boys are bringing their 2023 DNA tour to RAC Arena Saturday the 25th. This is this Saturday. Tickets and info from livenation.com.au. Christy has changed the way she lives her life.
Do you
with
think
her
she's
feet.
going to take those feet to see the Backstreet Boys?
Well, Christy, we've just actually got word in from the concert. Live Nation has said that you have to wear enclosed shoes.
Not everyone, just you.
Just you. Okay?
No problem. That's what she wears anyway. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, man.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
There is nothing sad about living by yourself.
She begs to differ, but I don't. I love it.
I think
Do you
it's
ever
great.
walk inside?
best.
Yeah, do you ever go for walks by yourself, holding yourself's hand and stuff like that?
No, I walk the
Sean,
dog.
where am I going to walk, Sean? Unless the remote's over at the TV. And there never is.
No, because you walk around hand in hand with your wife at home, do you?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, we're so much in love, so that's how we roll.
Yeah. So, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, same.
To be
I love
honest,
it.
I sometimes think you're going to be alone forever, because if someone even spoke to me while I was having my time, I would snap their head off. I don't think I'd be very nice. I just don't, because I'm so used to my own company. But then there's some things that it hinders you with. We were talking the other day, for some reason, about mashed potato.
Yeah, because my cousin, we're talking about night snackers, and
Yeah.
she would make mashed potato like at 10:30 at night. Just boil the potatoes, mash it up.
Yeah.
It seems over the top for one person. You would
Yeah.
never make mashed potato for yourself.
Well,
It's-
that's what Sean said. Do you make mashed potato at home? And I said, no, if you live alone, you don't make mashed potato.
It's a rule.
Because just mashing one potato...
Do you just buy it from KFC?
Mashing
That's
one
it?
potato, the liquid you would use would be tears.
No,
seems so
appropriately
sad, doesn't
salty. That's great.
Apparently, at least.
Well seasoned.
Mashed
Just
potato.
one potato, just the mashing of it, and then the plating it up, and the peeling of one potato. The peeling of one potato, that's sad.
That's sad. That's pretty sad.
Yeah, so I don't think people that live alone, I'm making a sweeping statement here, but I do not feel like people that live alone eat mashed potato. No, they do eat it. They don't prepare for it themselves.
No. Yeah, that's right. They don't do it themselves.
I mean, the only thing you could do is prepare extra and have it a few days in a row.
You can, and I do prepare extra food. I've never made mashed potato in my own house. I go to my mum and dad's house and let a couple make it for me.
It's a couple activity. Well, similarly, like I don't cook. Like I can cook a roast, but I'm not going to cook a roast for one person.
Even like say,
I know you can get
you
little
don't
ones.
ever keep and then keep.
No.
you
I
ever
don't like.
cook
I
a
don't
roast?
like cold roast meat. That's a childhood hangover.
no, because then the building would smell it and go, oh, he's having guests over, and then they'd wait and just
Yeah.
then they know
There's
you're
no
not.
hear
one.
nothing. Hear nothing.
No parking
also,
issues on the street.
I know we're going down a food track, and I'd like to speak about other things rather than food, but I'm buying a whole quiche. You never do that because you see it it's like a clock of guilt. Like you take a slice, you know that's in you. There's another slice, you know that's in you.
So-
and you can see it as a pie graph showing how much you've
A
eaten.
literal pie graph.
A literal pie graph.
So the same applies to pizza.
Yes, I never have a
apple
pizza
pie,
by myself. No,
cake.
nothing that goes.
Anything that's
single
round.
people are slices. We can only have slices.
What about a box of ice creams?
No.
Come on, mate.
No, Sean.
A bag of funny
Definitely
faces.
not a twin pole.
That would be sad.
Definitely not a twin pole. How embarrassing. We want to talk about this. We want to find out the things that you don't do when you live alone that may blow
Yes.
people's minds.
That's right. It never
loved ones in
occurred to
their
them
lives.
that it was not a singular activity. Like, I don't have a barbecue.
I don't have a barbecue.
You know
There is
how-
nothing sadder
Yeah.
than a barbecue by yourself.
That's right.
Because the
sad.
barbecue's a social thing. And
Yes.
then you've got, like, what, 2 sausages?
But it's a great way to cook food outside when it's hot.
No.
That's brilliant. But you're not going to arc it up for one person. Whereas you would, frequently during summer, you would cook the dinner outside on the barbecue, right?
All the time.
Yeah.
Did you have to discover this for yourself? Like you actually were doing it oh,
No.
this is not right.
No,
Right, and
just
then you heard over,
instinctively
then you
knew.
heard over the fence. Take it inside. We're going to give somebody $200 to spend on accommodation with What If
On their own.
That's another thing.
Oh,
What? Single beds?
No.
When on holidays?
It's cheaper for couples to have a room than it is for
Yes.
singles to have a room. That is so mean. Anyway, for accommodation, flights and packages, visit whatif.com. What If? It's Aussie for travel. We want to get into your house right now, everybody. We
Yes,
want to
into
find
your
out.
life.
Yes, we want to find out things that you don't do when you live alone. Let's educate the coupled up.
Anthony's in Ellenbrook. Good morning, Anthony.
Morning, guys. When I lived by myself, a mate of mine said never buy a roast chicken because who's going to do the wishbone with you?
Oh, Anthony, that's
really
you just
sad.
made it sad.
Did you stick with that, Anthony? Did you stay
Well,
with
you've
that for a
got
while?
2 pinkies. You can do it yourself that way.
that's
You
pretty
always
sad, no.
win.
No, I
Pretty sad.
agree, Anthony. Mate, that's
Very
so
sad.
sad.
Yeah.
And then just like putting it on the windowsill so it dries,
dries out.
Oh, the whole process is
I
just
mean,
mortifying.
do people still do that?
What, break wishbones?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think so. I've not done one for ages.
Well, you're
Because you
single.
live alone. Yeah,
I live
Sean,
alone.
Why don't we ask
Sean,
you?
and you're,
No, we don't
you,
do it in
you
our
go
household.
through 100,000 chickens a week.
Yeah, we do. I do a couple a week easily.
But then
no, we
again,
don't
you're
use
so rich you don't need wishes.
money
point.
bag.
Sorry, you just draw some diamonds.
Thank you, Anthony. Is it Nate?
Nate.
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 Hello. Now, what can
Hi, how are
what,
you?
what
Good,
don't
honey.
you do because you live alone?
I don't eat potato chips out of the bag
No.
because I'm afraid of choking.
Oh, okay, you're afraid of choking.
Oh,
Nathan,
Well, I'm not really afraid of choking of anything, but just potato chips. I feel like one's going to get stuck one day.
particular risk.
because I think we're all going down the line of because you know how much
Yeah,
one
eat
person's
them all.
eaten.
That's
Yeah.
why I won't take a bag
Yeah.
of potato chips in my house
Yes.
because I know that once it's gone, that's
That's
all
just
in
you.
me.
And once you pop, you
Yes.
can't stop.
And then you walk past, you just have one here and there,
Yes.
and no one's there to stop you.
No,
that's
and-
the thing.
and you
No
can't-
accountability.
But also you can't blame it on it. You
Yeah.
can't subconsciously blame it on anyone
Yeah.
else.
But I never in a million years put dying into the mix.
Thanks for that.
So
Thanks. Now we're,
Okay.
Have you
we're not
had a
going to
cl-
eat at home at all now.
Have you-
Have you had a close call before?
Well, I have. I had to quickly run to the kitchen, get a piece of bread, and eat that to help it go down. So since then, I've not.
talking?
Yeah.
Sorry, is that a,
Yeah, that's
is
a
that,
thing.
is that a
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
You put some bread in.
Yeah, put some bread in. Yeah, to kind of push it down.
Oh, but my bread's in the freezer, so I'd have to
Yeah, that's gonna
thaw that out. And I'm pretty sure that I passed out by
Blow in the
those days,
face.
waiting for the defrost. Oh my god!
Maybe, Nathan, as an emergency, you need an always defrosted piece of bread. So when you leave the house in the morning, put a piece of bread out so you've got one there for in the evening if things go bad.
By the way, can't I just throw myself
Yes.
onto my back to
Yes.
Heimlich myself?
Yes, you can.
Heimlich yourself. That's a statement.
Nathan, that is actually what first aid people will
Oh,
tell you
really?
to
So
do.
literally, I'll just
Against
throw
a
my
door frame,
or
yeah,
just
to
straight
dislodge
onto the
it.
floor, like
Slashing
death drop.
yourself.
Yep. Yep. It's not guaranteed it's going to work, but
Well,
it's
you know
worth a
what?
shot.
I just want to fight to survive, Natalie.
That's
That's all I
right.
want. 13, 24, 10. We are talking about things that
you don't do because you live alone.
Yeah.
And thanks, Nate, for putting that into our
thanks, Nate.
consciousness.
Bag of
Mate,
chips,
yeah,
$200 to spend on accommodation. What if is up for grabs?
Flavour really kills you.
Jane's in East Vic Park. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, really
All
good,
right,
Jane.
What have you got for us?
Well, I'm just a bit worried about people living alone and getting chips
stuck in their throat.
Yes.
And then deciding to put more food in there
Sure.
is my concern.
Okay, the bread, not a good idea, Jane.
Not really, no. I'm an emergency nurse, guys. I'm on my way home from shift, and I just thought, listen, if you get something stuck in your throat, please don't put another thing in there. That's not going to help.
So what should we do? What should we do? Because there are a lot of people, there are a lot of single people right now that are planning on having some chips later on tonight.
I know. So I thought I'd better call in Treat Sweet. So get yourself some Coca-Cola. That's the best thing. Have a bit of Coke.
I don't have soft drink though.
So now I've got to go down to the
You gotta have an
servo while I'm
emergency from
choking to
now on.
death.
Yeah, no, just get an emergency one if you can.
What, suck on a thirst tanker?
So would anything fizzy work, or does it have to be Coke?
Oh, no, it's got to be Coke, Nat. It's like acid. It'll just burn through anything, love, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Remember that? Say you put Coke on your grease stains on your driveway, it cleans it. That's how bad it
I
is.
would like a Coke Spider though. I haven't had one of them for so long. That's got nothing to do with anything. I just would really like a Coke Spider.
Just reminiscing.
So what about like some single person's mouth plunger?
I think some call
No. We can never put that video up.
I guess Grinder's got you covered.
Okay.
Thank you, Jane, for saving our
There's
lives.
another word for that, Jane. It starts with P.
Is in Mullaloo. Good morning, Fiona.
Good morning, team. How are you?
You're going to move on from Nathan's previous statement. What can't you do if you live alone, Fiona?
Well, Christmas crackers.
Oh, yeah. I thought about that with the wishbone.
You can put it in between like your toes and I suppose pull it the other end.
But you're
just
only
put your
doing it as a
hat
group.
on and then tell yourself jokes.
Are you spending Christmas Day all alone and not having Christmas dinner with anybody else?
Well, it was a bit sad, this last one, but it's not too bad. I do have children, but
Sweetheart.
I like to, have an adult to pull the crackers with.
Can I tell you, I've spent a Christmas alone. My mum and dad went over to Bali and no family were here, so I went to Chicken Treat to get a chicken roll combo, chicken roll combo.
That's a bit sad.
When I ordered it, I ordered it,
you were sad,
and
right?
I said one chicken roll combo, and then they literally went, oh.
Did they give you some freebies?
No, they gave me my chicken roll combo, and I got a gravy because I was treating myself. But when
Did
I
you
was,
feel like adding a few more to it? Because
Yes.
Can I tell you?
What you normally do.
Yes, I normally add some things and pretend there's a party.
The dim sim effect.
Yeah. No. I was just like went in there. This is before I was lying about my shame attached to food. But when I was down south just recently, on Christmas Day, I went to go and get some fuel, and I stopped off at a servo that had a Bain Marie, and there was a guy there who was in his mid-30s, and he said one crumbed chicken sausage, and then the chick behind him said, behind the thing said, "Is this your Christmas lunch?" And he said, "Yes."
Oh, that's sad.
My heart broke for him.
I would have gone to lasagna topping. Yeah, would have thought about
the Christmas lasagna topper.
Yeah.
In case guests come over.
The traditional Christmas fare. Thank you, Fiona. Cam's in Yanchep. He's going to finish us off. Good morning, Cam.
Morning, everyone. How are you?
Good. Wonderful, Cam.
Okay, talk to us. What can't you do if you live alone?
I never leave my phone over a meter away from me.
Oh.
Doesn't matter what I do. If I'm having a shower, doing the laundry, getting the mail, whatever, I always have my phone close by just in case something happens and I need to call 000.
Sweetheart,
Yep.
Do you know what? It sounds like what we've been talking about with chips and phones being closest. We need to have those elderly people panic buttons that hang around.
Everyone's very fearful.
If I misplace it for whatever reason, I'll go into panic mode and search the whole house and not do anything until I find it. Because I'm convinced that the one time I misplaced it, this is the time that something will happen and no one will help me. And I'm in Yanchep, so it's not like, we have a lot of people to call around. And
This is another thing. So if you're alone as well, and I know there's a lot of people in this scenario, having many cats... Because if something like that does happen and you say you go into some unconscious state for 12 hours, how long until a cat starts eating your face?
I mean, I think they'd start with your feet, but no, I don't know.
I don't know.
It depends how long since their last meal, so feed them regularly is a good step.
Bloody cats, mate.
Yeah, count a dine or save your face.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Thanks for everybody for calling in. $200 spent on accommodation with What If. I'm going to go straight back to the top with Anthony's roast chicken call. Because I think the wishbone.
The wishbone.
Yeah, that's what really affected you.
Yes.
Not anybody dying from choking to death or anything. You didn't worry about that. You just worried about a guy not being able to make a wish. Okay, got it.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.